Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the multiverse, here in a mother's basement are the most powerful forces of nerdiness ever assembled. Lorenzo, Adam, Todd, and their space monkey Gleek. Their mission to fight Snyderbots, enjoy comics, and educate all of mankind with Culture Shock's newest podcast, The DC Guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to DC Guys.
Hello.
Well, hello.
I'm your host, Adam Chevalier.
Are you the host? I thought I was the host.
No way, who's the host?
Oh, I'm
Well,
Lorenzo.
that's my place.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's
sure.
right. I'm Lorenzo, by the way. Hi,
And
guys.
I'm Todd.
All right, guys. Welcome to DC.
Yeah, after like how many tries of
Right.
trying to get this, we're finally like sitting down and doing this. That's
And we
crazy.
said, screw it, we're not doing this as a visual yet.
Nope.
Yes.
We're going to stick with
We
this
can.
as audio. Hopefully, I have figured out a few things what went wrong, so hopefully in the near future we'll be able to do it as a more visual show.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We'll probably do one camera setup and then we'll move to a 2-camera setup in 3.
Yeah.
Perfect. That
Yeah.
works.
To make a long story short, we tried to do a 3-camera setup. It did not work.
Yeah, it just didn't.
Either the audio screwed up or the cameras weren't working properly. So
Let's just say the show has been in the works since the summer, and stuff just always went wrong.
either stuff went wrong or we just got busy because
Yep.
we have lives outside of this. And
Yeah.
but we're not here to talk about us. We're here to talk about DC.
DC. Should we start? Talk about last month? Last month was a busy month for DC.
Yeah.
It was the end of Absolute Power, which 4-issue miniseries. People go read it. It's great.
Okay, fantastic.
Then the afterwards of the All In, even much better. And then after that, a week later, they kicked off All In, which again, even better.
Yeah.
And then came the real treat was Absolute Batman. Then it went Absolute Wonder Woman. Then it went Absolute Superman. Then it went Absolute Batman Noir. Then Absolute Batman issue 2 in 1 week, which is really good. This is this week.
It's incredible. God, the absolute. It's so astounding. It's like way better than the normal run right now on just Batman in general.
Yeah, it's nice to see our favorite heroes in a new take.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it comes down to because we're tired of sticking with the same thing over and over again. So now all of a sudden we're gonna have Batman, but he still has his mom.
Yeah,
And
which
Batman.
that was a good twist.
Yeah.
I like that. When you find out Martha Wayne's still alive and Thomas is dead in every except Flashpoint.
Yeah. I wonder when he's gonna show up. Just like Flashpoint, Batman just shows up.
So I have a feeling for this. I don't think he's dead.
I think he's a villain.
Yeah, but I don't. There's something going on under because the way they're making it seem in these books, like, is they just didn't see him afterwards. They just don't know where he is, and it's like, okay, you guys didn't bury anyone.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see a funeral yet.
Didn't see a body.
Didn't see a body. You're claiming you guys saw him dead, but you're not seeing any funeral yet. Interesting.
How cool would Thomas Wayne be an absolute Ra's al Ghul, like a Ra's al Ghul?
That's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, his body was taken. They're gonna put him in the pit.
We're supposed to be getting a Ra's al Ghul.
How cool would that be if it was? Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with all the other characters. I know I know they have plans for Nightwing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do about Robin.
That's the big one. Like in issue 2 today, they introduced like a couple of reoccurring characters that we know, but in different takes, and it's like, oh, sweet.
So, I do like the end part, like no jokers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty cute. Pretty cute.
Let's keep talking about Absolute Power. I think this is
Ooh, absolute. All right. So written by the fantastic Mark Waid.
Yep.
DC legend, icon, alum in my eyes, with artist Dan Mora. Which, if you're not familiar with Dan Mora, he's been doing art for DC for the past 4 years now.
Yeah,
he's been I think legally contracted to DC because he hasn't drawn for Marvel. And I don't know what he was doing before. It looks like he just came swinging out of the floodgates for DC just randomly. In my eyes, he's the new Jim Lee. If you need to look up Dan Mora, please look up his art piece. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. I love it. You love it.
Oh yeah.
Adam loves it too. It's great. He draws everything with great expression, great emotion. Like I said, he's the new Jim Lee. He's the face of the new artist for DC. But anyway, Absolute Power. We knew that it was before Absolute Power happened. What was the DC run called? Before it was called All In, was it the Dawn of DC?
Dawn of DC, yeah.
So they relaunched again, which is typical DC every few years. Yeah. Do a relaunch, which is fine. Dawn of DC was okay. I didn't think it was anything too like that. It was there. A few of the issues were sticking. A few of the stories were sticking. Superman started off strong. Shazam started off strong. Green Arrow started off strong. Batman and Robin started off strong.
Batman Brave and the Bold was great.
Well, Brave and the Bold, I'm indifferent about because it's 3 different stories. I don't think they're consistent. I think it's a different story. Each issue, it's 3 different, and it's by different artists and things. So,
and then they decided to ruin everything with Night Terrors.
Yeah, and then they went on and did a whole thing with Night Terrors. I remember that's when I stopped reading DC for like a hot minute because just Night Terrors. All I saw was Night Terrors.
That's all they published.
Yeah.
They stopped everything for Night Terrors.
Get Night Terrors off.
And then they did, what is it, Beast World? Or Beast
World?
Yeah,
Beast World, yeah.
Beast World.
That I kind of enjoyed. I just like the idea that Beast Boy became a Starro.
Yeah, so that's what I was confused by, because that's when I kind of paused on DC, since it was just, hey, Night Terrors.
Yeah. And
everyone's like, you're way behind. I'm like, yeah, because I stopped because they fucking doing Night Terrors. I don't want to read that.
The main story was not, in my opinion, was not a very good book.
It was not a good event book.
Yeah. However, the tie-ins were fantastic. I highly recommend for anyone who loves DC to read the Poison Ivy, because essentially all the tie-ins are DC heroes' worst nightmares.
Okay. Yeah.
So Poison Ivy's worst nightmare is she lives in a small town home, or small town, cul-de-sac home with her loving life, Harley Quinn. And she has to live a normal life, and it's just, that's her nightmare. And it's funny. But I do like some of the books that came afterwards, because there was ramifications with Night Terrors. More people got superpowers. My favorite was City Boy. Yeah,
I don't know any of this. This is where I'm tuning in. Because it's, again, Night Terrors. I wasn't paying attention during that whole one.
Essentially, it's a hero that's able to talk to cities.
Okay.
It sounds so dumb.
How do you talk to Gotham City? That's what I want.
It's just infinite screaming.
It's just them screaming, going, "Ah!"
It's just an endless Joker laugh.
That's all.
I really wish, though, with that story, I wish they just named him Danny, and it was like the new reintroduction of Danny the Street.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who doesn't know, Danny the Street is an actual living street, and he fights crime.
Interesting.
Yeah, but City Boy was just like. And he had like this mad scientist like trying to find him, because he's like, I need to pick your brain so I can understand the world and all the cities in the world.
and it's like Swamp Thing shows up. It was. I know I'm making it sound like really dumb.
Yeah, not really dumb. It's just more like, oh,
What-
that
what-
kind of a concept is kind of weird.
Yeah, and it's one of those weird concepts that just works. If that makes sense, like it's just like this is weird, but once you introduce the villain and what the villain wants to do,
Who was the main, like, overall villain for Night Terrors?
it was a new guy.
Because you said what the Beast Wars was, or Beast World was Starro, right?
Yeah.
Starro. And Beast Boy just became a Starro, or is Starro now, or something. I remember seeing. Because someone told me he was dead. I'm like, I don't know. I keep seeing Beast Boy pop up a lot now. It was really weird. So I don't think he's dead.
See, I don't remember. See, I didn't read all those. I was reading.
Yeah, and someone was trying to tell me, "Oh, you stopped reading." I'm like, "Yeah, because it got dumb for like a hot minute. Nothing was good."
So I was reading Mark Wade and Dan Moore's World's
Yeah,
Finest.
you fell in love with World's
I fell in love with that story.
Insomnia. That was my
Insomnia.
favorite.
Yeah, I thought World's Finest at the time was just fantastic, and it still is.
Yeah.
It really is. It actually is probably the best comic book I've read in a long time. It just gave me.
It was a nice team up, and they had humor to it.
It had great humor. The artwork was phenomenal because of Dan Moore. But the thing that no one understood is that Batman's symbol is Michael Keaton's Batman symbol. Actually, it's a blue and gray suit with the Michael Keaton symbol from Batman '89, and I thought, well, that's interesting. My favorite issue is Robin and Supergirl going on a date.
I was about to say that's everyone's favorite issue because they both ask Batman and Superman at the end, "How did it go?" And they both just go, "Never again."
My favorite issue was when Lex Luthor teams up with the Joker.
Oh, that was a great issue.
I didn't get to that. So
Yeah.
I'm a little behind.
I highly recommend because I don't want to tell you the ending. But then leads into one of my favorite storylines.
We're talking about with Mr.
That might-
and
yeah,
Mr. Mix Pig Slick.
Where you find out like there's a whole doppelganger of like evil ones.
What did you think of the Kingdom Come event that he did with World's Finest?
He didn't do anything with it.
It
So
was.
I heard that kind of just that one fell off the rails.
It
Like, it
was-
just didn't do it. Like it just was happened.
It was
Yeah.
cool, and then it was like, well, this doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
at all.
My thing is that there was no interaction with anybody
No.
except for Magog.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Like, how cool would it be if Superman talked to Kingdom Come Superman? That's what we kind of wanted at us. That's what I thought we were gonna
It
get.
was a future. It was a futuristic, and it was like, oh, sweet, here we go, finally. And then it was, okay, here's Batman, Superman from Kingdom Come. They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
But as all these storylines are going on, there's one particular character working in the shadows.
Talking about Waller.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Waller. My girl Waller.
Yeah.
My girl Amanda Waller. I don't know. Is the mic picking me up good?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about the actual why they restarted. So they were doing. What was before Dawn of DC?
It was Frontier.
Was it Infinite Frontier or
Yeah.
was it Future State?
Oh, it was Future State.
No, it's because
No.
I remember Top of the Post going, say goodbye to Future State, hello Infinite Frontier, and I remember they
Yep.
kept hyping up Darkseid, and they just never did anything.
Well, Darkseid did come back, but he was
Yeah.
brainwashed.
Yeah, it was they did the thing, and then they also did before that too was Death of Justice League, which
That's kind of dumb.
wasn't that the one with the Dark Crisis?
Yeah, Dark Crisis. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, Dark Crisis on Infinite, which I do have that book. I heard it's not bad.
I need to read
I
that.
thought it
heard
was
it's not
okay.
anything special. Yeah,
It's just like when you do a crisis event. This is my problem with DC. You only done, in my opinion, 2 really good crisis books.
I also remember seeing everyone was like actually making fun of like how they were hyping up Black Adam in the comics to prepare for the movie, and everyone gets the Black Adam ability, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
That's something different. But again, it's still the fact of all right, movie synergy. You got to hype up a character that's getting a movie, and it's showing.
Yeah.
Which I'll get into something later. But They did Death of Justice League just because Justice League wasn't selling, and
Yeah.
because whoever was doing Justice League at that time, it was kind of dog shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't. What was it? The Endless Winter or whatever they were doing in that
Yeah.
thing, and then they connected it to Marvel like for a quick second when the Thor Fortnite thing was happening with Donny Cates' run, and then did all that. Anyway, that's a few years now. Now we're getting Dawn of DC. So when you read the Dawn of DC issue 0, you learn Amanda Waller is like, all right, I've had enough of all these metahuman superheroes are running around. For some weird reason, I'm losing my goddamn mind. I want to hunt them all. She goes to this island with Peacemaker. Yes, Peacemaker is now full-time member of the comics. Again, comic synergy. You gotta sell that movie synergy and have fun with it. But for Peacemaker, it works because he's always just gonna be a side character.
He's always a side character, and he's not like his original comic book counterpart.
They made him more the Cena series counterpart, and it. Oh my god, how it translates so well. It's so funny. And then they also introduced Peace Wrecker, female counterpart, which again, no complaints. So while they're like dealing with an island ambush, she goes into this cave, right? And this is when I read this, and I was trying to get everything, like put everything into place of what's going on before episode power. Because I remember texting you, I'm like, all right, I need to reread from the beginning, Dawn of DC. Let me see where everything's at. I read it. She goes into this cave. There's a bunch of villains just sitting there. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So Waller just got serious for all of a sudden. She goes, I'm hunting metahumans. It's open season. I'm putting up bounties. Have fucking fun. And the villains are like, well, what if we don't want to do it? Like, what if we just kill you right here on the spot? She literally just whips out a gun and like 0.5 seconds, bam! I don't even know who died because they didn't matter because they're dead now. And she's like, listen, anyone else want to talk shit and like fuck around and find out? Like, we can go like that. And I was like, all right. So then we're getting closer and closer to absolute power. Closer and closer. It's edging, and I'm super excited. I think you guys knew I was super excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're losing their powers. It's like, yes, like take it. Oh. Anyway, we're getting there, and then we learn through a little bit of tie-ins because I had to find this out. Green Arrow starts helping Amanda Waller. Yeah, but we'll get to that later. We'll get back to him. All I was just saying is him and Peacemaker aren't getting along, which is really funny because yes, that's true. They would not get along, which is really funny. Like, to be honest, I think Green Arrow would kick his ass. But Peacemaker would throw him around a bit. They'd have fun.
That's debate.
I think they're both evenly matched.
My thing is that I think Peacemaker might actually take it, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Okay, tell me.
He has more experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe Oliver might stand a good fighting chance, but I think if he's full blown the John Cena Peacemaker we know and love from the show and the Suicide Squad and what's gonna happen with Peacemaker season 2, if that's who we're visualizing is that Peacemaker, then yeah, Green Arrow's done for. I'm sorry, he's too much of a hitman and can hit his shots perfectly. Yeah, compared to Ollie.
My thing is Ollie to me has always been he became Green Arrow when he got on that island. Yeah, like he was physically fit beforehand, but he wasn't a warrior. Peacemaker grew up as a warrior.
Oh yeah, But anyway, enough of that talk. We'll keep going so then you guys can hop in on the conversation. So as it's going on, all the heroes are off doing their own thing. The Flash is off doing their own thing. Batman's off doing his own thing with the Bat Fam. The Titans are off doing their own thing. Wonder Woman's off doing her own thing, which highly recommend that first issue of Wonder Woman. Oh yeah. Holy fuck! Does it get really good? Everyone goes, "You're reading Wonder Woman?" I'm like, listen, I don't know what Tom King did. Holy fuck! I was like, the government's just decided, woke up and hey, we're gonna hunt another kind of Themyscira Island warriors for some weird reason, and they literally don't give them a second to breathe. It's all just nothing but gunshot dead. Like even Wonder Woman Diana's like, what the hell? How are we losing to the U.S. government of all? Like it's cool. Like they're outlaws. They're one. Yeah. So they're all doing their own thing, but still kind of. I think what was it? World's Finest was still kind of tying everything together. Yeah. But there was no Justice League arc, so they're like, we're done with the Justice League. There's no Justice League. The new face hero team is the Titans. Yeah. Which is cool. Nightwings were running the team and they're having their good old time. So then, while all that's going on, you still have Waller working in the shadows getting Dreamer, which if you don't know, she is a original newer character from the Supergirl series. They brought her and the actress to come and write her, which is really cool. And they started a new task force.
That was amazing book.
I do have to read, was it Task Force Z? No, not Task Force Z. Task Force Dreamer something Dreamer Task Force. I have to read it. I listen. I want them to do an absolute power thing with all the tie-ins, just so I can go buy it and just get the omnibus and just read it all. Because you were saying that some of the tie-ins were really good. But anyway, while they're doing
the Suicide Squad Dream Team.
yeah, Suicide Squad Dream Team, that was fun. So anyway, while all that's going on, you still have Waller, has Hurt, has Peacemaker, has Green Arrow, has all these heroes. Now, hey, guess what? After House of Brainiac, I'm gonna go get the Brainiac Queen all of a sudden. Oh, hey, Batman made a thing called Failsafe. Yoink.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Amazo. Give me. That's mine too. Now I have my fucking team here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck up everyone. And literally, the first thing what happens is she throws the Amazo project back online. And it's Superman flying. I think, yeah, isn't that the first panel? Him flying, he's stopping a robbery. And all of a sudden, bam! Gets shot. And it's everything's already kicking in. Here we go. That's cool. Superman down. Alright, one of your big hitters is already down. Everyone else, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Black Lightning, Captain Green Lantern, Flash, gone, power shift away. Batman, well, he doesn't have power, so he's just fighting. He's already just been fighting. Anyway,
they're just slowly taking his money away.
Any magic user, someone give me the panel of her like listing off all the stuff she's literally doing to them on the spot, and that is fucking Mark Waid at his prime writing.
The moment I lost my mind, Spectre.
Oh, when she says, someone, Adam, find the panel for me, where she's like, like, if you had superpowers, you won't be able to use them. If you fly, you won't be able to fly. If you access the multiverse, you won't be able to access it. If you time travel, you won't access it. Because guess what? You're coming to a cell with your name written on it. I'm tracking you down. The other thing is, if you conjure magic and are a magic user, you will not remember how to do it. I want to know how the fuck that was. Where's the tie-in for that one? And Spectre just disappears and gone. And I'm like, oh.
And the best part of that, it plays on a future event. And I'm just like, this is amazing. This is how you write a comic book. Like, your implications are there in the future. You set the chess pieces up for something even better.
Yeah. So basically, she's taking all the powers away from the heroes in real time. Yeah. And they're all on the comms going, what the fuck is going on?
And as this is all going
on... not to mention, she's using AI to set them up! To make the world and everyone turn against them.
I was really upset. Because in issue 1, she uses the AI to manipulate the media and all like that. And there's a scene where Animal Man...
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
It's like walking down the street and everyone just starts beating the crap out of him. Be like, we don't want metahumans anymore. I really wish they would have killed him.
So, while all that's happening, Superman's injured. Meanwhile, one of the Amazos just jumps the Superman family and takes John. And it's like, what the hell? Alright, you're just taking everyone, you're fighting everyone? Alright, this is fun. I think Barry Allen still had his speed. It wasn't taken yet, so he was trying to save everyone he could and just get them all to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, Barry was still around in the JSA.
And the Titans. Yeah. Most of the Titans didn't have their powers taken away yet. So, while all that's going on, I think now we're getting into issue 2, where everyone's kind of, Aquaman was fighting for his life, Wonder Woman's fighting for her life, Mira's fighting for her life, everyone's just fighting for their life at this point. Then they all get to the Fortress of Solitude. They're all sitting there going, well, hey, what went wrong? How did we end up in this situation? There's no Justice League. Well, we know why there's no Justice League. Because we all technically died, then came back and figured the world was safer without us, that the Titans were doing a better job than us.
Good job, Nightwing.
Yeah, good job, Nightwing. And Nightwing's just standing there going, yeah, none taken. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. I'm the leader.
Yeah, not yet. So they're all sitting there. And it's Mr. Terrific, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. There's one more hero there. I'm blanking. Mr.
Blue Beetle?
Terrific. Maybe Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Ted Cord.
Yeah, Ted Cord. They're all sitting there going, well... Oh, and Superman.
Yeah.
He's back to being healed up. They kind of healed him. No. He's sitting there. They're all wondering, well, what the hell do we do? We're in this situation. Our powers are gone. What do we do? What do we do? What is the movement we do? Well, we can't go fight her head on right now because everyone's going to get fucking killed if we do it.
Yeah.
We need an actual plan. This is when they all start butting heads. And it's a fun little argument. And Diana, Wonder Woman, goes, well, this is why the Justice League broke up. We all just couldn't see eye to eye. Everyone was just getting in their own way. No one wanted to work together. Yada, yada, yada. So it's Batman and... who was it? We're going at it. Like, they were going blow for blow. Was it Mr. Terrific?
I think it was Mr. Terrific.
They were going at it, and he's like, well, I lead the JSA. You don't lead anyone. And Batman's like, well, I've led a team for how many years? Like, I have way more experience over you. Like, they don't call me the world's greatest detective for nothing. Like, I'm, you know how many times I've helped you solve stuff. And he's like, well, yeah, but you know how many times you've used my intellect for stuff. So then all of a sudden, the first Robin, the first son of Batman, takes the podium. It's like, hey, everybody, shut the fuck up. You're gonna listen to me. I am actually running a successful team right now. And we're gonna plan. Superman, you have an armory. You take a team, go. Batman, you take a team, go get a mother box. Whoever else, go develop this. Let's start getting powers back. Let's start at least defending ourselves, because that's what we can do.
My favorite line came from this. That's my boy.
Yeah, it's Batman just looks at him and Terrific goes, you, huh? Like he's just, you trained him well, and Batman just goes, yeah, that's my boy.
That's my boy.
Like, so that they're doing that. Then we get to issue 3. It's the rescuing of John Kent, I think now at this point.
Yeah.
We're getting to them going to get John Kent. And Nightwing just keeps tapping away, going, hey John, I know you're in there. Fight it right now. Get the fuck out. And then you have, what's the one character butting heads with Nightwing, going, I will not hesitate to take the shot on him. And he's like, you're not taking that fucking shot. What's her name? It's like they've never interacted until up in the
It was one of the Amazonians, right?
Yeah, was it Nubia?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm killing you. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, if you don't forget, I'm the leader here in the situation. No one else. And she's like, well, Batman trusts you. He's like, yeah, Batman trusts me because I know how to lead a fucking team. He's like, look at your Amazons. All of them are being hunted and getting killed at the moment. And she's like, all right.
Yeah, it's because of you humans.
Yeah. Anyway, so they bust out, they break John Kent out, yada, yada, yada. There's a fun little tie-in with Superman where he has to use magic. Yeah. Even though he hates magic. So it's a Tana, too. It's really funny. And there's a line everyone freaked out when Superman said, I actually like magic. Because he gets to see Lois again. That was fun. And they all get the super fan back. Now, we're getting to the final stand down between Amanda Waller and the team of the DC heroes of the DC universe. Everyone has like just fail-safe weapons. Hal gets his ring back and is having fun, which is really funny. He got the ring back, and that was the reason that's working. They're creating a thing to explode, whatever. Waller has a hold on people. I think Batman takes out like a few of the Amazos or something, because it's one of the where he's got the batarangs and it's all there, and he's fighting them. Beautifully drawn by Dan Moore. They're all charging in. It's Waller. No, it's Nightwing versus, I want to say, was it Waller? Who ran in the charge to go shut down the machine? It's Nightwing, Batman. I think it was Mr. Terrific. Those 3 ran in. Mm-hmm. And Waller was right there, and they just kind of just like beat the shit out of Waller, and they didn't care. And then, like the Amazo, like I think one Amazo was still online, and Queen Brainiac is still online. Failsafe was offline. I think Batman shut down Failsafe, got in there, shut down Failsafe. And as they're fighting, they blow up the machine, and everyone just gets a wave of power surge. Even Superman is like, hey, I feel a little bit stronger now. Like, I don't know what they did. We're all feeling super buffed up again. Like, stronger than normal. And then, bam, they all just take out the Amazo. It's really cool, really fun. But wait. Oh no! There's a twist. Some heroes didn't get their powers back. Others got different powers. Some of them switched powers, and some of them have just gone up and retired. So let's talk about the two I thought that were really fun that we're gonna switch, and I hope they explore it in a series. It's fire and ice switched abilities, which is really funny. Was it Animal Girl is not a tiger?
Yep.
She's just a tiger now. I did that. Yeah. Captain Atom doesn't have his powers, which I'm really excited for that comic series coming out. It's called Justice League: The Atom Project. It's about they have to go find his abilities. It's him, Ted Cord, is it Booster Gold, and Captain Atom with Batman trying to locate atomic powers, and they're hyping it up like it's an Oppenheimer bomb. So then, oh yeah, also Green Arrow is still around fighting.
Yeah.
And then he's like, haha, guess what? I fooled you, Waller. I was working with them the whole time. And Batman just gives him a smirk and a look. Like, it's the Batman look going, you're full of shit. You fell in too deep.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then Peacemaker is still being cocky. Going, haha, I've won, and then bam. But he's knocked out. Anyway. While they're all doing that, Plastic Man gets his abilities back, but can also go invisible now. Black Canary got her powers back, but she can shoot lasers now. Aquaman got his powers back, but he also got Mira's water abilities to actually make weapons. And I hope that one sticks, because Mira can just watch Atlantis, be with the little Aquaman, baby Aquaman. And then he could just be really cool Aquaman, just go fight people. Anyway.
Aquaman is cool.
He's cool, but now he's even cooler. He's even stronger now, in my opinion. He's going to be even more cool. So yeah, that happened. So while all that's happening, we're now in the epilogue stage of Absolute Power. Alright, where are we going now? Well, we've heard leaks, we've heard rumors, there was going to be a new Absolute series, and we're like, well, hey, what's going to happen after Absolute Power? Why is there going to be called a series called Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman? What is happening? Where's DC going now? So, we get to San Diego Comic-Con. The Absolute Power has just ended, but we're still in the epilogue. And if you kept reading, it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Green Arrow, all standing in a room. And they're like, well, now that we know the world is super vulnerable, I think it's about time we bring back the Justice League. And, there's no limits. Everyone is welcome. We're going to just open the Justice League doors. Hey, you're part of the Justice League now. Whether you like it or not, you qualify, you see it, and of course, one person who qualifies just throws the card away. It's Damian Wayne, the little shithead. But everyone is welcome on the Justice League. There's no restrictions, no age limit, no nothing. If you have powers, you are good. Welcome to the Justice League, essentially. So, as they're doing that, they're all going, where do we hold meetings now? We don't have the Hall of Justice anymore. The Batcave's too small. The Fortress of Solitude is kind of destroyed. The Amazons still don't like us, including Wonder Woman, because Nubia's kind of a bitch. So what do we do? Oliver Queen asked the question. And do you guys still even trust me? I know I was deep undercover. Boop! Hologram pops up. The new Watchtower! Next week, Justice League Unlimited. And then we get to All In, which we're seeing the first kind of seeds and planting for Justice League Unlimited. It's all them meeting up their recruiting. They've recruited Booster Gold now as a Justice League member. Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, Justice League. Black Lightning, Justice League member. Zatanna, Justice League member. Star Sapphire, Justice League member. I am so excited for fucking Justice League Unlimited. I don't think you guys understand.
I'm really excited because it's gonna remind me of the cartoon.
Yeah, it's basically anyone who's a hero is on this team. I know you're excited for one book yet, but we'll get there. Yeah. I know Adam is excited too because we were talking about earlier the question.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna. It's what, the daughter of the question?
Or
is it just a?
I think it's Rhea Montoya.
Oh, Rhea Montoya.
Well, she is the female question.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to read up.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a mystery on the Watchtower now. There's already a big mystery on the Watchtower. Yeah. We can't go 5 seconds without the Justice League having the already dirty little secret. Anyway, so let's talk about the big event. Not big event. The new Kickstart All In. Now we're in the present. You're caught up in the reading. You're caught up in the reading. This is when I was still reading Absolute Power, and you guys are kind of like, we're gonna wait for All In. DC All In
Wait a minute, wait. I read Absolute
Well,
Power.
yeah, you were reading Absolute Power,
and I loved it.
yeah, you were. He was kind of.
It was me. I'm gonna go get it in the trade, or I'm gonna just
Yeah.
chill at your house and read it.
So let's talk about the big reveal coming out of Scott Snyder over the summer. He said, "Hey, we know DC's kind of not been consistent with the stories. We know DC hasn't been where it should be with the stories. Him and Jim Lee were talking. Hey, we also know there's no Justice League book. There's no big books that are getting our readers back. Also, not to mention, the movie universe is getting rebooted by James Gunn. So, hey, what if we did something different with starting our new universe again? Oh no, everyone got afraid. It's going to be a reboot again. No, that's not the case. This last month, because we're in November now. Last month, October. DC launched with at the helm, running it who pitched the idea. They said this was 3 years in a pitch. It was, how are you going to start new books? How are you going to get people to buy issues? What are you going to do that's different? Well, you're not really doing anything that's different. You're expanding on what DC is known for. All your great iconic characters always being together, always having fun. That's good. Now, you go back to the multiverse. No, they're good. No crisis, Adam. Don't worry. No more crisis. For a while.
Yeah, for a while.
For a while.
Now, I expect within the next 2 or 3 years we're going to get a Crisis book.
Yeah, it's going to be... We'll keep
we'll
getting
get
to that. We'll keep getting to that. So Scott Snyder comes out. He goes, hey, I'm kind of contracted now for 2 years. I'm going to start this thing with DC called DC All. What essentially it is it's not a reboot. It's taking place after Absolute. You're going to have your story arcs wrap up now after Absolute Power. The Absolute, they're going to be dealing with their stuff. But hey, guess what? Come October, all new arcs. It's going to just pick up. You can start it. You don't have to know anything. You buy the book that's new. You read it. That's your new starting point. It's all of it. Now, let's talk about the big DC All-In book that brought everything
Full circle. Yeah.
Full circle and kind of paved the way forward for DC. Which now brought in these new titles, which got leaked out, but Scott Snyder then confirmed. Welcome to the Absolute Universe with Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Absolute Superman. So, Adam, would you like to talk about DC All-In? That big issue they dropped in October.
So the first thing I read for that, the All-In, was the Absolute Universe. And that
talk about the DC All-In, the one that kicked it off.
Yeah, talk about the book.
Well, yeah, no.
Because the book is what introduces to everything. Before you get to Absolute Batman.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about how Darkseid.
Yes.
Darkseid created the Absolute Universe, and it was like, wait, what?
And it wasn't just Darkseid. It was like he took the powers of the Spectre and he merged.
Merged every kid's like, whoa, what's going on here?
The funny thing is, when this book came out, I didn't know like halfway.
It flipped.
It was,
and I'm reading this book I'm like, Darkseid kills his son. Wait, but now he's alive again. Wait, what's going on? It didn't click on me until after I was done. I'm like, oh. I just thought it was just like what they did with Court of Owls.
Yeah,
we just have to flip it over and read it that way.
You got half and half. You got the half. You got the DC universe, and then you have the Absolute DC universe. I think it was smart.
Well, no, the other side was just Darkseid.
Just Darkseid, just talking about his evil plan, and it's like, I'm tired, sick of these heroes. I want to create something new. Let me take the one element that makes them their superheroes. Hey, I'm gonna take away Batman's money. Superman's. You know what? I'm gonna take away your home.
Mm-hmm. But even so, his home still gets taken away. Regardless.
That
one kind of
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we'll just put her in hell. Let's see what happens.
We're putting her in and we're not done yet because we got some other Absolute heroes on the way. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah. But continue.
So all these. So we got new origins for all these characters now. And then it's like
I think it's important to note out because you're missing one of the
Mhm.
key big characters who are kind of connecting the DC universe, and yeah, it's just called the Absolute Universe, right? Is Booster Gold. He's the only one that can access it.
I love that. I love the fact it's like you're taking this C-list hero, like you always do with Booster Gold, because that's what
Yeah.
they do with Booster Gold. You C-list hero was like in the middle of everything. Have
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah, he just doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But again, I like that the hero side of it's them all coming together for the first time and saying, "Welcome to the new Watchtower. You're all Justice League members now." You know, like whether you like it or not, like you don't have to be a member, but just know you're always welcome to be a member. And then the Darkseid side was, hey, evil plan. He kills basically half of his army. Like you said, he got the Spectre, which I don't. Did they ever explain how he got the Spectre?
So when in Absolute, when they separated
Yeah.
from this host,
Yeah.
Dark Side
the Spectre,
Yeah. pretty much took that part and like
Yeah.
pretty much cocaine them.
And
It's the
became
best-
the new host of the Spectre.
Yeah.
So Darkseid is out there with the powers of the Spectre. Uh-oh.
You're gonna make him a threat. I love this.
Yeah, you're making Darkseid a threat again.
Because that's one thing I wish they would do more with him. Because he is a threat. You always have to make him stronger and better. And because, once you defeat him once, what's the point?
And Darkseid being the Spectre raises a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Which
He's
is
essentially God,
Yeah, he's just essentially now a new god, a god level threat.
Mhm.
Which, we'll probably see more of him in Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get there.
He's a full blown Justice League. He's a full blown Justice League villain. So
Yeah.
it's
I really thought you were going to say he was a full-blown Justice League member.
I was about to say, well. But anyway, Booster Gold gets sapped to the other universe. I don't think he comes back. does he?
No.
He's stuck there.
He is stuck there. He has no skeets, no nothing. And Justice League's like,
We have to find him.
something's going on. And yeah, we have to find him because Darkseid just randomly shows up and starts, I'm going to blow up the Watchtower.
Yep.
But it doesn't get blown up. It's fine.
Yeah.
They activate the defenses and everything's all good. But let's talk about the first Absolute book to kick it off was Scott Snyder's
Absolutely.
Boy, yeah, he hasn't wrote for DC until
No, I think the last thing he wrote was the Death Metal.
He wrote.
Oh,
he
yeah,
wrote.
Death
Yeah.
Metal.
He wrote. Hey, he wrote. Death Metal because he did Justice League. He, the Man Who Laughs. He's
Did he do because I know there's Dark Knight's Metal. Did he do Death Metal too?
Yeah,
sequel,
that's
the
the
Encore?
that's
Yeah. He did the whole run.
Because what is it? It's called Ready for the Encore or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
I heard what Death Metal was.
It's all right. It's not the best.
I really enjoyed it. To me, it is actually one of the good Crisis books. Because earlier I said there was only really two good Crisis books.
They made the Man Who Laughs way too powerful.
They
really-
milked that.
Yeah.
in my opinion,
They milked him. I like the fact he was in behind the shadows and you kind of hinted at it. I just wish he was more in the shadows, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, Lex Luthor, I've been playing you the whole time.
Because isn't it what this is when I was kind of toning out of DC a little bit back when was Death Metal was hey, there's all these negative
Yeah.
Universes.
that are just dying,
Mhm.
but on every negative Earth there's a Batman that's just evil for some weird reason.
Yeah.
He I almost said He Who Remains. Batman Who Laughs, Red Death, the random Doomsday one.
The Destroyer. I believe that's his name.
The Drowned.
Aquaman, Wonder Woman.
The Drowned. It's the Green Lantern one.
That one was really good.
one?
That one.
The
I enjoyed.
Green Lantern.
I
Yeah.
enjoy that one so
Have
much.
you read it?
I've read that one a little bit. I listen to Comic Story and read all those.
I think you really.
It's the
need to
Dawn.
read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Dawnbreaker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dawnbreaker.
yeah.
And then there's Death Machine.
Yeah.
Where he
Yeah.
merges with Cyborg.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
That one's a sad one because it's all just about Alfred just wanting that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's that, and then there was the sequel, Dark Knight's Death Metal, which had Superman with long hair, and then the two Wonder Womans, the classic Wonder, which I have that artwork. It's what is it? The future Wonder Woman, and then the older Wonder Woman drawn by Kapow, and they're just doing they're holding their hands together. Yeah. I gotta read. both of them.
It's-
I want to read it again because I was watching Linkara. So he does a review of it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I really thought that the Man Who Laughs actually merges with Dr. Manhattan. Find out that wasn't Dr. Manhattan. That was Bruce Wayne that went through the experiment of Dr. Manhattan. And I'm just like, no. Tie this into Doomsday Clock, please. There needs to be a reason why Doomsday Clock
I
exists.
didn't know that, so now I'm gonna have to read that. So
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan is still floating around in the DC universe, though.
Well, he's still a child.
Oh,
he's a
yeah,
child.
I forgot Doomsday Clock is still somewhat canon a little bit, which I don't think they're touching that anytime soon.
No, I think
Because it's Jeff Johns. I think they just want to sweep all the Jeff Johns
it's
out.
it's like the Three Jokers. It was
Yeah.
There was an idea. The idea sounded cool.
It was smart at the time, but then it was,
You,
execution
execution was just bad.
Because it's Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
Comes down to Jeff Johns.
Jeff
Which-
Johns.
No shit against Jeff Johns. I love the guy. I think
Yeah.
he wrote New 52 Justice League.
Yeah.
Which I bought that. I read that whole Absolute Justice League, and I was sending you the pictures. I'm like, this is awesome.
I
Blowing up in
enjoy
that
it.
big Absolute
Mm.
like omnibus of 1 through 12.
He wrote Flashpoint, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Flashpoint.
Yep.
He did
That was a
Flash
great-
good. He did Green Lantern.
His Green Lantern run, his Flash run is
Yeah.
awesome. I love all the Earth One stories, especially Superman's
Yeah.
Earth One.
I think he is a great writer. I don't want to sit here and bash him as much as it sounds like I am.
Mhm.
I do think he is a great writer. It's just when he decides he wants to play around with the mythology or the continuity, I think that's where the problem comes in.
Mhm.
It's just like, we're gonna have 3 Jokers.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, but you do nothing with it.
You don't
It's-
do what 3 years later.
Yeah.
It
So
was.
you retouch on it and,
And
do
then you screw up, in my opinion, the end of the Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm. It's
and then you just made it Black Label and connected to Killing Joke. And
Mhm.
that was kind of
because originally it was for the new because it was part of the new 52 run with Batman in the God's chair. Knowing and the one question he asked when Batman was in the chair was, who is the Joker? And there were 3 Jokers, and that was a story.
Yeah, because wasn't it? Yeah, he sits in the chair. He goes, "I'm gonna ask the question, the one question that everyone's been asking." Yeah, like you said, who is the Joker? And then doesn't the chair say which one?
Yeah.
And then
It's
it
like, wait,
pops up
what?
3 Jokers. But getting back to the Absolute
Yeah.
universe, Absolute Batman #1 is just phenomenal. It's like, okay, here is a 24-year-old Bruce Wayne
Mhm.
with Martha still alive.
Alfred is a what? MI6 agent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I love. I
yeah.
love the fact he's like,
He's still an agent, which that is Alfred's back.
Yeah.
Is he still the agent? That's before he meets Thomas Wayne.
Bruce Wayne is a construction, like a blue
Civil engineer.
yeah.
and at night he dresses up as Batman,
Mhm.
and he ain't no normal Batman. He like big Batman.
Listen, he won't kill you. He'll just brutally chop your hand off with
Yeah.
with a giant battle axe.
That is his symbol. He just goes woof, slice.
I want to talk about this because this shows me how much nerds
Oh yeah, let's
Don't
talk
pay
about the big
attention
elephant
to
in the
it.
room. Yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
the bat symbol
Oh,
and how everyone hated it.
fucking
And then
Christ.
all of a sudden, you find out what it's used for, and everyone's like, "That's the greatest thing in the world."
Yeah, it went from
I
The-
hate this.
yeah, it went from the bat symbol.
Scott
going,
Snyder needs to be fired.
It went. Oh, he's just doing Frank Miller again. Then, like you said, that preview fucking drop from Bleeding Cool, and he pulls out like a little wrench. And it's like, oh hey, what's he doing with it? Unclips the symbol from his chest, and everyone goes, huh? And then it was the boom, slice, and then it was the. Like that's what it went. Everyone just collectively just went. Never mind, Scott. You can stay.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about Batman axing a guy's hand and going, "It'll grow back."
Well, I love all the little changes that they did. You know, Gordon is mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Bullock just being Bullock.
Yeah, Bullock's always Bullock. Barbara is now a full blown officer. Yeah,
Yeah.
detective. Yeah.
There was another big one, wasn't there?
Martha was still alive. Yeah.
Mhm.
Killer
he's-
Croc runs a gym.
Yeah, he's friends with Killer Croc, and
Joker is rich.
The Joker's a rich billionaire. And this current issue 2 that just came out yesterday, we learn he plays cards
He's
with
the
Riddler,
Riddler,
Harvey Dent.
and the
Penguin.
penguin.
Yep,
Yeah.
Ozzy, and then also Waylon Jones is just there, and they're just having a ball playing cards. Just a lot their coworkers, all of them are essentially, which is really funny.
I'm curious to see where they're gonna go with that, because it's just like they're all friends.
It's a
Who's gonna be evil?
I have a feeling Harvey's not going to get corrupted.
I think the penguin.
Riddler, maybe. I could see him not.
I think the penguin is gonna be. I think penguin.
I think Penguin's working like
Mhm.
he's still a mobster.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you just don't know it. And I think the Joker is just like he's the one running the show.
Mhm.
He's using his money and his.
I
to
could
fund
feel
the
Killer
animals.
Croc will probably turn into a croc,
Yeah.
but he's going to stay a hero
Yeah.
with Bruce. And that'd be really cool to see the big, just 6'2", 200
He's
pound.
just Robin.
Hey,
Hey.
that's how it will work. I'd be interested of where all the other villains go from the idea of we were saying Thomas Wayne could be alive.
I think he's alive.
Maybe
think
he
he's
could be Ra's al Ghul.
Because literally,
I
in
think
the
he's dead.
well, in the first panel, this issue 2 was, can you open the door? No. But it told me everything was out. I'm like, he's still alive.
I think he's dead.
What if he's the Black Mask?
Oh, that'd be.
Remember, we're
that
supposed to
would-
meet Black Mask in this Absolute universe.
That'd be interesting.
So yeah, that's Absolute Batman for right now.
Okay, let's talk about.
Absolute Wonder Woman.
Let's talk about Absolute Wonder Woman. That issue. I know you
By
were
writer
bef-
Kelly Thompson.
I was really expecting something amazing because it was Kelly Thompson.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just like you said earlier, it's an origin,
It is.
and maybe that's why it's not clicking with me as well. Maybe because I'm also compared to Absolute Batman, which I thought was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Wonder Woman was phenomenal.
With her, we see her getting
Well-
raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still the same origin for Wonder Woman. She's made from clay.
Yeah.
But Zeus has banned all the Amazonians. What is it? He banned them, or he captured all of them? He did something with them.
I thought you killed them all.
He killed them all, but there was the child, and he goes, "I'm not killing the child. Let's just
Throw her in hell.
throw her in hell. Fuck it."
Cersei, go
Mhm.
have fun. By the
Yeah.
way, you can't say the word Amazon.
For some reason, you can't say it because we don't
Yeah.
want people to know. But then Diana says it while she's growing up. Just, hey, Mom, what's this word? Amazon. Well, I can't say that word. For some reason, I'm just banned from saying it.
Mhm.
But that's where you're from. You're from Amazon. You're from Themyscira. You were just sent here because Zeus didn't like all the women on Themyscira wanting to plot against him and take him over. So you just got sent here. So, yeah. Basically, Wonder Woman is raised in hell. It's a fun twist on her origin. It's her learning how to become this warrior, this legend, essentially. And she kind of has a lasso of truth, right? Yeah, she's got it. And then
It's called something else. though. I
yeah, it's
can't
not the
remember.
lasso of truth. And then it's also she's got a big Buster sword from Final Fantasy VII, and that was my draw to this book. I go, yeah, it's good job, Kelly Thompson. Good. I liked it. And then she also has a Pegasus that's a skeleton that flies around with her, and it's like really cool. And I'm like,
But the bigger
Yeah.
question is, will she have her pet kangaroo?
no, Todd, she went with the pet kangaroo.
Why not?
Unless he's a skeleton.
the skeleton
skeleton
kangaroo with
It's gonna come out from the dead. And then, of course, I enjoyed this one. I don't know how much you guys like this one. Absolute Superman.
Loved it.
Yeah, I love that one.
with him playing Krypton,
Mhm.
and then him coming down to Earth.
Well, there's the Council of Krypton.
Yeah.
That
Right,
hey,
mom.
they're throwing you in the they're throwing their subjects into like
Mines and
mines, like upper class. You have your lower class and middle class of Krypton. If you're too smart and they sense you're a threat, hey, they sent you to the mines because they want to kill you.
I like that. That was one thing that I really like. I just like the fact that like anytime you speak up against the council or Krypton
To the mines.
to the mines, or hey, you can't go to school anymore.
Yeah.
Stay on the farm. I love the fact that it's like you have to pay for the water for your crops.
You're just Krypton just became a massive
Yeah,
dictatorship.
Yeah, and it's just, but I really love the Jor-El telling like the council be like, it's my job to make sure everyone's safe. So back off.
And
Then planet blows up.
yeah.
Because the council's a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then we get to Superman on Earth. And you don't even get Superman on Earth right away. He's like working in the shadows.
Yeah, he's basically Batman,
Yeah.
but he's not Batman.
He's just cropping around.
He did the miners' work down, where were they at?
Brazil.
Yeah, Rio, Brazil. And he did all their work, and they're like, oh, the best part of this, there's an army of peacemakers.
Yeah.
And they're not idiots. They're like, so how did you get all these diamonds so
I forgot,
fast?
it's not Argus, is it? I don't think
I don't think it's Argus.
the
It's
group
different.
is Argus. Yeah, it's different. What are they called? They're called something, the Peacemaker group. But the big reveal in that book was at the end of the book. This is Agent Lane, stand down.
Yeah, with Superman in handcuffs. Like,
Yes, Agent Lane, suspect in custody. Yep. But I forgot what the group's actually called that the Peacemakers are.
I'm taking a look right now.
that's what I'm doing too.
I know it's not called Lazarus or anything.
No, it's Lazarus Court.
Oh, Lazarus Corp. Yeah, okay. So I was getting there. This took a minute.
I'm curious to see does that mean Ra's al Ghul
Yeah, is he wrong?
runs? Is the Lex Luthor of this universe?
Well, they've already said there's going to be an absolute Justice League.
Yeah.
They're forming it together. And by what I mean by that is a lot of people don't know this. There's more absolute titles on the way. You're going to get Absolute Flash, which is Wally West. Absolute Green Lantern.
That one I'm excited about.
I know you're excited for the next one I'm about to mention. Absolute Martian Manhunter.
I have mixed feelings. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I'm worried just because I saw the art and I'm just like, that might be a little bit too abstract.
I'm excited for Absolute Martian Manhunter. I think it's just such a 60s vibes alien. And it's like, ooh, this could be good.
Yes.
Which, if they do it right, which said 60s and 50s and 60s, they could play the paranoia of there's people from space, there's a Superman running around in Brazil. How do we not know there's an alien that can be one of us?
Can you imagine Amanda Waller plays a role and she's like McCarthy and she's accusing different people of being superheroes?
Okay, I like that.
How awesome would that be?
It's just her paranoia kicking in and having fun.
And then we have Absolute Power too.
We never did talk about what happened to Waller at the end of
I
Absolute Power. We missed that entirely in my epilogue.
I love the fact that she's like, yeah, your memories are still there, but we blocked them.
Yeah, so basically, a little further back. We can play, so I can probably throw a little rewind. So, Absolute Power, I forgot, the epilogue, was Dreamer, they throw Amanda Waller in a cell after they beat the shit out of her. All their heroes just kind of beat her senseless, which is really fun. So, Dreamer is there, and she's going, when I bust out of here, I'm going to get you guys again. She goes, okay. So, Dreamer looks at her and goes, can you tell me where the Batcave is? Can you tell me who Batman is? Can you tell me where the Fortress of Solitude is? Can you tell me who's the King of Atlantis? Can you tell me where Atlantis is? And she's going, I can't. Why can't I tell you this? Why can't I know these things?
It's like at the tip of my, and she's like, it's like the tip of my tongue.
Like, I know all these people. I know who they are. Why don't I know? And then Dreamer goes, yeah, the Justice League will be mad if we blocked your memories, but they don't know about this. And now I'm going to make you forget this conversation kind of happened, but you're going to remember it happened. So anyway, back to Absolute. Flash is interesting. All the rogues are going to appear in the first issue.
Yeah.
Boomerang, Gold Glider, Heatwave. Oh, there's one more. Green Lantern is interesting because it's still gonna be Hal Jordan, but he's training the. Who's the Lantern? What's her name from Far Sector?
Shoot.
The black chick.
I know exactly what you're thinking
Yeah.
of, and I can't.
It's
On
her.
the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, Hal Jordan is training her, which is still kind of interesting. And again, they've also said there's more absolute heroes on the way. They just don't know. They've kind of teased Aquaman was getting absolute, which is going to be weird because wouldn't it just be Throne of Atlantis again? Just an absolute. Just he grows up on.
In this world, there is no water. In this world, he can't communicate with fish.
He's just
a man.
yeah, he's man. And it's
That'd
just
be a really interesting, like, he grew up in the desert.
That's what I was literally thinking.
They
about
kept him in a black site, and he doesn't know he has the water abilities. Yeah. We're supposed to be getting another hero too. Detective Chim. No, not Detective Chim. Absolute Detective Chim. He's just fucking King Kong.
Who's in it?
What would be a dumb superhero besides Detective Chimp that should have an absolute series?
Wonder Twins.
Absolute Wonder Twins.
The absolute question, except he has a face.
Oh, dude, no, absolute dead man. Ooh.
He's alive.
Absolute Swamp Thing.
That would be an interesting one.
Absolute John Constantine.
Oh, I could see that.
He doesn't drink.
Yeah, he's just a Sherlock.
Yeah.
He would just be a Sherlock.
Absolute Green Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
I think that one's coming up.
But instead of arrows, he uses guns.
Yeah, so Flashpoint.
Absolute ambush bug. He's no longer funny.
I was gonna say it was one that was like on my head of thinking about it.
Oh, Absolute Blue Beetle.
Which one?
Oh, Ted.
Oh my god, who was it I was thinking?
I would like to see it with Jaime.
Oh, Jaime would be cool.
And like he doesn't have any control over his suit.
Oh, the suit controls.
Yeah.
Full blown. That'd be kind of cool.
Was thinking of absolute ahead and then I lost my train of thought.
Absolute Plastic Man.
That one could work. Yeah.
Yeah, he never becomes a superhero. He stays
a villain. Yeah.
Stays a criminal.
And no one can stop him because he's Plastic Man.
Yeah. Oh my god, what was I thinking of? Absolute.
How about Absolute Black Canary? Hoppa.
Oh, you horny bastard.
You have a girlfriend, Adam.
You have a girlfriend.
Absolute Calendar Man.
Oh my god, who was I thinking of?
Absolute Legion of Superheroes.
Ooh, yes. It's on the tip of your tongue, isn't it?
No.
No.
Or Absolute JSA.
Absolute Black Lightning.
Hey, Absolute Dr. Fate. Full.
Oh, they came back to me. Absolute Spectre.
So Darkseid?
Absolute Static Shock.
I got one.
That's how you bring Static Shock.
I got one. The change of the DC universe is about to change.
Absolute Black Adam.
Absolute Black Adam.
But except he doesn't go evil.
No! No! I know exactly where this is going!
So, in my room, I have comic books on my wall, and I have a little wall of like first appearances. And I have the first appearance of Wannabes.
Absolute
Lobo.
Yeah.
Absolute Beast Boy.
This is going to be a weird one.
He can't control him changing. He just changes into any animal.
Absolute Prez, the teenage president. I think would be a really interesting.
Cyborg.
I was gonna say Cyber. What could you do?
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol would be awesome.
They're not freaks, but they're the main heroes.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Who else would be an awesome absolute? Etrigan.
Dial H.
Oh.
What was that? Dilate real quick. Just remind me.
He was a superhero where he would use a phone. He would dial hero and he'd become a superhero.
Do you remember the Dark Knight's Metal universe? The characters that were supposed to be like sideways and
Absolute sideways.
how about Absolute Naomi?
What was the Hulk version?
Oh,
OMAC would be an interesting one. Captain Atom.
Captain.
Absolute Shazam.
Damn it! I was about to say that.
But except you flip Black Adam and Shazam. So Billy Batson becomes bad. And Black Adam stays with the elders.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Absolute Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's who else would be
Absolute Captain Carrot.
He's just a regular bunny. He's not even super. He's just a bunny. That'd be an April Fool's book.
Comic The Wonder Horse.
I wonder if we'll see Absolute Gorilla Grodd.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Absolute Crypto.
She's just a wolf.
It's a wolf.
He's a wolf.
So what do you think Absolute Power is going to lead to? What do you want out of Absolute Power?
Or Absolute Universe?
Yes. That's what I meant.
I just want them to keep changing up a lot of the origins and
Want it to stay.
I want to keep becoming surprised each issue.
I really wanted to stay away from main continuity for right now. But I mean, in the next 5 years, 10 years, sure, I'd love to see them all finally meet.
I really think what's going to happen is, I think it's going to be in 2 years. That's when his contract ends.
Yeah.
I really think we're going to see a new Crisis in 2 years.
I think the Justice League's going to face Darkseid, and Darkseid's going to be showing off this universe he created, and Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman be stunned, and they're gonna find out that's where Booster Gold has been all along.
Absolute Booster Gold.
Yes, that was one I was actually thinking about.
I don't see it,
But he's there. But
but I would love for him. I would love to just.
Billionaire.
I just love the idea of just him walking in that universe. Like, I gotta figure out a way to get home. I gotta find, Mr. Terrific, and we meet Absolute Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
A good one would be Absolute Teen Titans. The Titans. I'd love to see, as we're going to meet Robin and Nightwing. Like,
Well, they mentioned Red Hood in issue 2.
Yeah.
How cool would it be if it was never Dick that was leading the Titans? It was the Red Hood.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, Jason Todd.
He just selects heroes that have been killed. So it's Red Hood, Arsenal. Who else has died?
Many Flashes.
Absolute Satana.
I was gonna say that, but I want to read Brings the House Down. I heard that was really good.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I've been enjoying that.
Because I heard I read a quick synopsis of it, and it's like she uses magic, but she almost dies, and she's like, I want to become a little stage gig. And
Yeah, she kills a guy. She's afraid to use magic. You find out she's all powerful, and she's like, "Well, I don't want to be here."
I'll probably go for the trade for that one. I also want to get the trade for the Peacemaker one.
That one.
That one was actually really good. I didn't finish it because we sold out at the comic book shop, and I just love the fact he's like, "You got a puppy and he named him Bruce," and everyone thought like Bruce Wayne was kidnapped.
So let's talk about the big reveal. Because we're hour mark, so we can wrap it up with this if we want. Let's talk about the big thing that's coming back, which a lot of people still don't know. So you know how we all love Black Label. It's their opportunity to tell stories out of main continuity with their own story. Well, guess what? Jim Lee, Scott Snyder, and all of them announced is coming back. Vertigo. DC Vertigo is coming back.
Vertigo's already got some stuff out.
Yep. Nice House sequel.
Mhm.
That was a nice. The first one was what? Nice House on the Lake. Now it's Something in the Woods or something.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Bringing back Book of Magic.
Yeah.
They
I
are
really
sweet.
hope that they, still have it connected to some sort of, like Sandman was somewhat connected to,
Oh, that would be awesome if they changed.
So let's talk about Sandman. That's another good one that I can bring up, and I know you're gonna be excited for this one. So if you haven't heard, also too, this is some big news. They've kind of been dropping these books, and I've been recommending them to people because they're $10.
Oh yeah.
The compact comics.
Oh yeah, those.
They just announced the next wave coming next October, which they're gonna publish. They're gonna put it out. Sandman's getting a compact comic release.
And Vendetta.
Yep, V for Vendetta. So that's a new launch into Vertigo's the V for Vendetta.
The V for Vendetta one I would love to own.
Yeah, just a little.
And then
compact
Sandman. Oh, dude! Imagine like us going on like a vacation. We have 2 hours to kill or an hour to kill. Sandman, instant, done. Vendetta, done.
I have to do Crisis on Infinite Earths as a compact comic.
I saw one on Halloween and I
Yep,
geeked
Long
out.
Halloween
I
is
was
getting
like,
one.
finally.
And we went to the Comic City up in Bloomfield Hills.
Yep.
And I was talking to
Steph
there. I said, "Hey, have you been pushing the just like a question
Yeah.
like, hey, have you been pushing the comics?" She goes, "All they do is they sell all day." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
they're $10. They're good. They're easy for people to start collecting. It's a good way to get people in." Now, I wish Marvel would do that.
They kind of do. Marvel's a little bit different.
They're doing those reprints with they're declared kids. They're
Yeah.
declared kids comics.
They're essentially the Epic Collection, but it's
Oh,
smaller
yeah.
with one. They don't do a whole storyline. The problem with Marvel is Marvel doesn't have like these key storylines.
They don't.
They never did.
You know,
Civil War is probably
Yeah.
the big event.
the key.
yeah, they don't have event.
Age of Ultron,
Secret War.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, Infinity Gauntlet, and Civil War
Yeah.
are probably the big three.
I mean, every once in a
Secret
while,
Invasion.
every once in a while, Marvel gets a nice storyline like Demon in a Bottle,
Oh,
Planet
cool.
Hulk. You know,
Tom
But
McFarlane
it's
Spider-Man
like-
run.
this is what I always tell people if anyone asks me if I'm a DC fan or I'm a Marvel. This is usually what I tell people. Marvel creates, in my opinion, mediocre stories. Every once in a while, you get a nice, like, holy crap, I love this, highly recommend Avengers Twilight. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, you're getting, here it comes in, saves the day, here you go. Spider-Man gets shit on. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
DC, on the other hand, 90% of their stuff is shit. Like, it's plain shit. However, that 10% is the best 10% you'll ever read in your entire life.
And most of the time, when you work at the comic book store, the comics you recommend to people are either indie comics. Yeah, you got some. Yeah, you recommend Marvel because people just jump the gun. But you're recommending DC. You're recommending these stories.
And so they, DC are able to create these compilations because these are, in my opinion, master, pieces of art. Marvel hasn't had that piece of art yet.
Whenever we sell Marvel, I think the big comic book we always sell is Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Infinity Gauntlet. What's the big? Really quick, I know we're getting off that. What's really the big one that gets sold from Marvel?
Spider-Man.
Right,
Spider-Man
yeah.
right now.
Ultimate Spider-Man, which we'll have to talk about another time.
Yeah,
because
that's
that
right.
is. But really quick,
If I can pull up the list of the new compact.
I
comics.
wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite all-in comics right now, besides the Absolute
All right,
Universe?
so here's what's coming next year for compact: Kingdom Come,
Yeah.
Static Season 1, Deceased is already getting a compact.
That's crazy.
Batwoman, Elegy, Superman Birthright, The Authority. Book
That
one.
one I'm excited
I'm
about.
excited about that.
Superman Batman Book 1, The New Frontier, Wonder Woman Blood and Guts, Death, Harley Quinn Wild at Heart, Batman The Long Halloween, Why the Last Man, V for Vendetta, and We 3.
Wow, I'm
yeah.
surprised with why the last man.
Vertigo.
Yep, that's all of them coming.
Out of any of those, which one do you recommend?
I recommend
You can only choose one.
choose one. I mean, if you want to learn more about this movie DC universe coming out, I'd recommend New Frontier because that's what I've heard it's based off of. And seeing some set photos, knowing what New Frontier is about, saying, hey, heroes are kind of not outlawed and banned, but most of them are working for the government and have no choice. it's looking like that's what's going to be the DC universe. And it's going to be a young Superman to say, hey, we're heroes. We should make the own decision. We should make our own decisions when it comes to saving people and saving the world.
Deceased. I love Deceased because it's basically a zombie. It's like a virus that got Superman, got them all, and like Damian ends up becoming
Isn't it like a mutated antimatter?
It's a mutated, and there was a scene I can just describe like one moment of it was Superman is flying, and all of a sudden Flash comes out of nowhere and he bites Superman, and Superman becomes a zombie.
I have to think which one I might go with the Authority.
Authority was good. I read it recently over this past year to learn about them as a team.
Yeah.
They're interesting.
Yeah.
First half of Authority, great. Phenomenal. Once it gets to issues like 6 through 9, it starts falling apart. Ending is kind of cool, but beginning is really good. Middle was kind of whatever. Ending was great.
So back to the question before you pulled up a show. What is you guys' favorite books right now from All In? We're not talking about absolute, just All In. The All Ins right now.
Superman.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious to see where that one's gonna go.
How was JSA?
I didn't finish it. I got busy.
Black Lightning was alright. I read that one in the store yesterday.
Batman was meh. Detective Comics is the best one.
I heard Batman was good. It sold out.
Batman was
Batman
it
sold
was Detective. That's the best
I
storyline.
thought Detective was alright.
It changes a bit of the origin. Fine, it changes his origin again. Superman is just completely fun.
I'm curious to see what that last panel, what they're gonna do with that.
I'm waiting for Justice League Unlimited.
That's
Yeah,
the big
still
one.
I'm excited
Justice
for.
League Unlimited leads into Batman Hush too, which I can't wait for.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I want to see something different. I don't want to see the same villain take it over.
What I would like to see is the Riddler realizing who Batman is again, and Ra's al Ghul figuring out, oh, you took a dip in my pool? Come here.
You cheated.
Yeah.
See that? I'd actually like someone different, like someone that was that saw Hush, was interested, obsessed with Bruce Wayne, and knows and is secretly been putting bits and pieces together and going, Bruce Wayne's Batman, and it's a mystery, and like he knows every villain, and
I got it. That person who's obsessed with Batman is Alfred. Ra's al Ghul puts him in the pit.
Alfred, yeah,
Because Alfred's been dead for
Yeah.
how long has Alfred been dead?
Alfred's
now?
been dead for 3 years now.
So you got to bring him back at some point.
What was
Yeah.
it? When did he die again? Was it?
He died in City of Bang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
City
say
of
it
Bang
was in City of
Banks is
Bang.
Cracked his neck in 2019. Yeah. R.I.P. Alfred.
Sad death, but I was really mad that Nightwing had amnesia at the time.
Oh yeah, it's when they did the weird Nightwing where he got shot in the head and he became Rick Grayson or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like upset because you did this whole issue about remembering Alfred. It's like Dick Grayson's like, I don't know anything about him. I'm sorry, guys.
That was Batman. That was Batman. That was a Batman issue. But Superman's the big one. I think Superman's just bonkers. I love Doomsday coming.
I know people enjoyed Birds of Prey. That one was really fun too.
Does the Green Lantern one come out yet? Because I've been curious.
Next
picking
week.
up
Next week.
All in is next week.
And then in a couple, I think it's 2 weeks. It's Question.
That's the one. That's the one.
It's
I'm
gonna be an
excited for that.
interesting one.
I feel the one that they just announced this week was Zatanna getting an all in.
Another 6.
But hers is in the main continuity now. It's not Black
Yeah.
Label, which is nice.
How was Wonder Woman All In?
I haven't read it. I know a lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't. I know it's the forced hate for Tom King. So
Yeah.
About Flash, did Flash get one yet or no?
Not yet.
no, but I know it's Wally, and I think Barry's retiring.
Wow.
There was another all in.
Retired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
retire
retire.
mine.
He'll be back.
But
We need Titans. I know came out. I think there's coming out. Nightwing, all in I heard is pretty good. Because it's not Tom Taylor finally leaving the Nightwing; it's someone else taking over.
Yeah.
no.
There's a fun panel where they're all running. It's him stopping. He comes back and he throws a peace sign and then just runs. Which that was pretty cool. I was like, oh yeah, if you're gonna end Nightwing, because what Taylor's been writing Nightwing for, God, how many years now?
2 years.
It's been 2. I thought it was way longer than that.
Taylor's been writing Nightwing since 2000 and I think 18.
Yeah, because that's when he did the Amnesia arc.
Yeah. 2016.
Cool. That's incredible. Well, I mean,
That's a long run for Tom Taylor just to do Nightwing.
and then he writes other books too at the same
Yeah.
time. Jesus.
Yeah, and a lot of those writers, this is going to be our ending point, a lot of those writers, they can write multiple books, and it's impressive how they just don't, I mean, you can tell the dip in quality in books sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, if they're writing too many or too fast, or it's
Or-
DC.
Your editors are in there going, "Don't do
Yeah,
that."
don't do
Yeah,
that.
which, one of the funny things
Chip
was...
Zdarsky, don't do that.
Well, yeah, Chip Zdarsky's Batman was cool, because he went
Yeah.
through that one little multiversal...
That was a
Batman.
great. That was
That
a
was
great
a cool issue.
one. No,
too.
I feel bad for Tom King, because I know for a fact like he wanted them together.
It was It was supposed to be so. Speaking to Tom King,
Yeah.
it was going to be 100 issues. It was 100 issues, and it was going to end with him marrying Catwoman. That was the whole plan. But then they cut after 50, and they're like, "You gotta go
Because-
do your separate."
There was one issue DC editorial did not like. And I can tell you what issue they didn't like, because now it's starting to come out, and he put out why they didn't like it. It was the double date issue.
The double date issue is phenomenal.
DC editorial did not like that issue.
That issue is
They, from what he said and what people are saying, DC editorial chewed his ass out for that one.
that is
Because there's no action in it.
who cares? That is one of the best issues ever. I was telling Mateo about it, and I was telling Alana about it. I'm like, Batman and Superman and Lois and Selena on a double date, and they go in
And they switched outfits.
Yeah.
and they switch outfits. And the funniest thing, I laughed my ass off, was Lois was holding Catwoman's costume, and Selena goes, "It'll fit. Trust me, it'll fit." And then Bruce and Clark looking at their costumes, and Clark putting on the glasses on Batman's mask was hysterical.
Yeah, apparently the editorial for that DC did.
Because it had to have action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have fun.
But now I think it's turning around ever since Scott Snyder said, "Hey, all in. Focus on the fun aspect. Focus on the fun storytelling aspect."
I think what it comes down to is just like DC realized they lost all these writers. You know, Snyder didn't want to work with them anymore. Kelly Thompson didn't want to work with them anymore. It's just like, we'll come back, but we want full control. Like, I feel like this is what Absolute Power is about, just having that full control.
Yeah.
And
Or all in, yeah. All
Yeah,
in. It's just
all in
the
and
writers just having their own control. Which
Yeah. I mean, still, yeah.
I'll go a little off topic real quick, because this is the difference now between Marvel and DC. Sorry, we keep saying we're gonna end it, but
Yeah.
there's just a lot we can talk about real quick. The difference between Marvel and DC is Marvel doesn't let their writers do what the fuck they want, only when it's convenient to Marvel and when they have to set up something.
Mhm.
DC now with Jim Lee is going, "Hey, we trust you guys. Just do it as long as they sell. There won't be hell to pay, and no one's gonna be in trouble." With Scott Snyder, you having a writer who knows how to have fun and knows how to do that helm is getting the writers back going, "Hey, who do you want to write? You want to do Question? There you go. You want to do Captain Atom? There you go. You want to do Static Shock? There you go. You want to do Birds of Prey? There you go. Oh, you want to do Absolute Wonder Woman, Kelly Thompson? Here you go." Yeah, it's all that. But if you look at the panel they had for The Amazing Spider-Man at New York Comic Con,
Yeah.
Nick Lowe needs to get out of there, because I heard he wasn't answering questions. He was kind of an asshole to people when they were answering questions, and he was turning off people's mics. Because God forbid you make Spider-Man happy and have fun. That's why you got Jonathan Hickman in there going, hey, you do that. I'm gonna make him happy and watch my comics outsell yours in a day.
They have to follow. It's almost like they have to follow something. Because Amazing Spider-Man is some of the most dog shit comics
I'm
ever
gonna
read.
tell you what they still have to follow. And I've said they should get rid of it and just retcon it now for years. Because we're out of that time period.
Mhm.
And who gives a shit? It's Quesada's one more day? Just get rid of it now.
my thing
Just
is
fucking get rid of it.
The editors need to not. You should have rules. Like at the end of the day, I do generally believe you have rules. However, at some point you need to stop with certain rules. Like Batman can't be happy. No, Batman should be happy.
Yeah.
Peter Parker should be happy. Stop shitting on Peter Parker.
What they should do, what Marvel should be doing, is they should follow a little page from DC. They should disassemble the Avengers, and then a big event comes in again, and then bring the Avengers back. They should have them all be separate again, and it should be the writers controlling it.
Marvel is now, and this is what I hate about Marvel. Everything is under one banner now for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
It may just say Marvel, but guess what?
It's under Marvel's.
It's under Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
Now Kevin Feige is having input with comics now.
Well,
Don't do that. No.
That doesn't make.
We saw Jeff Johns do that
Mhm.
with DC and the DCEU. Do not fucking do that. Do not go there. The only person who should be talking back and forth, and if they do like something and they want to bring it to the books, that's fine because they know how to do it. It's James Gunn and Jim Lee. Feige should not be going anywhere near comics. He does not know the comic.
Yeah.
What
Unfortunately.
Marvel needs to do is they got to get back to the separation. They need to stop following code.
Also, they're already announcing, oh, hey, guess what? There's this little movie called that we had to reshoot 4 different times. It's coming out in February. That's almost costing us $300 million.
Jesus Christ.
Guess what? We're giving that villain of the movie a series. Hey, Red Hulk, right? Everyone loves Red Hulk. Hey, y'all like the Thunderbolts? Guess what? Our one world under Doom, the Thunderbolts are gonna fight him. Because, hey, we got the Thunderbolts coming out. Everyone loves the Thunderbolts.
See, that doesn't bother me. That really doesn't
It bothers me when they make the movie team the comic book team. It's like, no.
But then you look at. Oh, I'm sorry.
Because the only character in DC that has joined the Suicide Squad, because he deserves to be on the Suicide Squad, because he's batshit fucking insane, is fucking Peacemaker.
But the big theme with Marvel too is they'll be like, oh, you liked this movie? Guess what? There's gonna be a comic book series. I saw on the Marvel pages for coming up, we're getting a whole Deadpool and Wolverine comic. Guess what? Spider-Boy and Deadpool.
Why did they
Deadpool are getting a comic.
Yeah, they're both getting. I said, oh, just because we watch some movies and we like to go, haha, let me read these characters. I love these characters. I know what they are. Let me pick up this book. Haha, this is not funny.
Welcome to Disney.
Yeah, welcome to Disney. Everything's got to make money. Anyway, DC is having a fun time rebooting everything. They're gonna
make money.
They're gonna fun.
I'm excited for. All right, this is the true ending now.
Yeah,
True
okay.
ending. We'll talk about this. How excited are we for Creature Commandos? I've been hearing nothing but good things. I am super excited.
Beyond.
It's by the animators that created Invincible. It's by that animation team. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at how good a cartoon is just going to roll up. And now, here's a lot of things people are saying. Why start with a cartoon? Well, why not? That's outside of the box thinking.
From what I heard was
Yeah.
This was supposed to be James Gunn's next project,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened to be
An animated.
it was going to be animated. It just happened to be the same time that he took over DC.
Yeah, which is fine. Which
Yeah.
is fine. And, you could put a word saying, well, we're already doing it. Well, let's start this. And again, people, like you said, the true beginning of the DC universe is Superman. That's true. I 100% believe that.
Mhm.
The start of the DC universe is Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
The beginning lies in Superman. And I'm going to tell you why it's different. A lot of people think, and I said about this, because we work on stuff for the channel. We came together one night when we were trying to add more onto our Batman and Robin audio drama.
Mhm.
Okay, go watch that. Support us. We're working on Batman Forever next year. We said, hey, let's sit down. How else can we pull this universe together? Like, what can we do different? What can we expand on? How can we do it the way Tim Burton was doing it? We kept thinking of, hey, we need to add a movie to another movie, right? Everything needs to have a movie for starting a cinematic universe. No, not anymore. The best outside of the box thinking was, hey, let's start it with a cartoon, with a series. Let's not just get people into it right away, but you get to spend time with the Creature Commandos. You get to learn who they are. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the team for the Creature Commandos. I think the two breakout characters who I think everyone is going to love, because James is going to keep talking about them, is Nina, the Creature of the Black Lagoon. I've heard her episode and her stories. He said it's one of the most dramatic, saddest, it's emotional things he's ever written. He said it beats out what he's written for Superman. Like this, Nina's episode is emotional. Like you will actually be like, I feel for her. I love her. The other character who I've seen people compare, I've saw the kind of comparing it to him, and I kind of figured that that's where it's going. G.I. Robot.
Yeah,
is going to be the Baymax of the group. He's the Baymax of the DC universe. And he's going to be fun. I can't wait for his episode because it looks like his episode, or his story, is going to tie to Peacemaker. Which, if you saw, it's the one character that Gunn took a photo of on the set of Peacemaker, and I called it and I was like, oh, shit.
Rick Flagg's father.
No, not Rick Flagg's father. There's another character.
Was it the first picture he sent of the new season 2?
It's a character. It's sitting in front of a fire. Like
I thought that was Rick Flagg's father.
Not that scene. The Rick Flag Sr. will be in Peacemaker and he'll be in Superman. But there's a character that's in Creature Commandos in the trailer when they're at the bar and they're all, clanking drinks. He's standing right next to Thing. I forgot. I think Apache Chief, the Indian, the war chief, the Comanche war tribe chief. Called, I think it's. Let
me see. I'm pulling up the trailer.
Yeah, pull up the name. Just pull up the name. But I think it's Apache Chief. Was sitting in the woods, like just with a fire, like thing. I was like, you're already pulling this whole DC universe together. And from what I've heard, people have seen the first, I think, 4 episodes already.
Oh,
it's 8 episodes. It's gonna be 8 episodes. They've seen the first. It's either 2 or 4. Someone said, "Listen, whatever he's been saying to people, it's wrong." And everyone's like, "Well, what do you mean? Is it wrong in a bad way, or wrong in a good way?" Wrong in a good way. They're saying, he said this is the appetizer. They go, no, he pulls out everything in this series. Like, you're just going to see characters on characters. Which, in the trailer, we already saw Clayface. So we already saw a Batman villain. I've been hearing we might see Lex Luthor pop up in the series already.
Be voiced by...
It's going to be a younger Lex Luthor.
It'll be voiced by Nicholas Hoult. You're saying that, too.
Which, remember, too, he's confirmed this. Actors who will have characters in live action will be in animation. Animation will be in live action. Another character I'm excited for, Dr. Phosphorus.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was gonna say. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's gonna be mine.
I'm excited for Frankenstein just because it's David Harbour.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with him because he's not actually a Creature Commando.
Kind of, yeah.
He's not part of the main team.
Yeah, but they're making him part of the main team, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the Bride.
Yeah. The Bride is going to be heavily focused. Supposedly, she will actually be flowing through all the DC movies.
Because I've heard she's the big one that they want to pop up in more. David Harbour, I could see him popping up in more, just because I feel like he's going to break that rule of you can star in DC and Marvel. He's just going to be Red Guardian and some stuff. He's going to be Frankenstein and some stuff. Which, for DC, it's a CGI character. It's going to be a CGI character at the end of the day. Dr. Phosphorus, so Alan Tudyk, I guess he's going to be playing multiple characters because, his main character, CGI dude that's glowing, it's made out of radiation. Another character who's popping up, or actor, is Sean Gunn. James Gunn's brother, who's G.I. Robot, and Weasel. Well, Weasel is... Weasel, you're just making growls, and G.I. Robot, it's a robot. So he can be...
The voice.
Then there's
he can be different, another human character, which Maxwell would. Which, if we're going way back in the comics, we're going to go to business tycoon Maxwell Lord, not evil Maxwell Lord. Just, hey, I can profit off heroes. I can run the Justice League International. I can do all that fun stuff. Which, again, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the show.
I'm just excited because it's going to be different.
It's a different start. It's a different tone. Which again, he said all projects will have different tones consistently and drastically. Which that's fine.
Well, I think that should be our final moments of the night.
Yeah, it's our final
So-
moment.
Thank you all for listening.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for joining in.
And next time, I hope to.
We'll be in the works of Batman Forever, hopefully soon. Actually, I'm
Hopefully
very
soon. Are we doing this weekly? By every 2 weeks? When's the next time we should do this?
That's up to you guys. We'll talk about it.
I
Yeah,
say
we can talk about that. So just pay attention. This is our
Yeah.
this
This
quote
is our
unquote
pilot episode.
See how this works. See how everyone likes
Yeah.
this. You know.
Yeah.
welcome to DC, guys,
Yeah,
everyone.
DC guys.
I'm Adam.
I'm Lorenzo.
Yes, I'm Todd.
And I'll see you guys around.
Yep.
Go read DC Comics.
Yay!
Just read comics.
Go support small businesses, shops.
Go read Absolute Batman.